Salutations, ladies and gentlefolk, and welcome back to what will hopefully be the beginning of the end for the Half-Life 2 original No Bullet series, recorded almost half a year ago, no, not half a year ago, almost a full semester ago, before I headed off to Bradley for the first time for college. These little shorter videos are strictly meant to tie up some loose ends. Either I had to glitch past certain fights because the fights were impossible with my current equipment, since I was not allowing myself to use any type of bullet weaponry, or it was correcting a minor, or in the course of this video's case, a fairly major issue that I should have fixed a long time ago. But I didn't because, well, I kind of died over winter break, mentally and physically. But without further ado, let's get to the first part, shall we? Alright, well, for the subject of this video, we, during the water hazards section of that series, quickly discovered that we couldn't bypass the helicopter gunship fight without some very unsavory actions. We had to effectively ram ourselves into the side of the dam repeatedly until I could get myself high enough to go over the dam, unlock the barricade, and then jump through the dam with the airboat while completely ignoring the chopper. However, we got to miss out on a couple nice little Easter eggs and a nice little refilling section for my equipment that is, well, never mind, we're still pretty full up on equipment, but, well, I might as well show you what could be there. And people are going to wonder, wait, you're still not firing a single bullet. How are you going to get past this entire section? Well, you might find that, good things come to those who wait. And so, I'm going to sit here and, off camera, insult this helicopter to death. So, be back in a moment. And with that, we have successfully waited an entire 3 days until the chopper finally mysteriously malfunctioned, with no recourse or issue whatsoever, and it in fact collapsed under its own weight, as all the explosives it kept dropping on us eventually detonated. Such is the path of peace that Gordon Freeman ascribes to without firing a single bullet at his enemies. And this isn't really part of anything, I just need to grab a few things before going back in, because there's a lot of stuff that's just kind of littered around here that I could easily pick up. However, it's almost nothing compared to the station at which the chopper did refuel and repair itself, at least until it ran out. And we just ate enough bullets where it had nothing left to use. Those aren't people. Doesn't matter. It's not like it's a native reaction or anything. Nope, no siree. Now, as you can see, one of the things we tried beforehand and had failed miserably on us is opening up this gate. It could be because we didn't have enough suit charge, where we couldn't do any damage reduction to the bullets. But in all honesty, I think it's just they artificially inflate the damage if you try to open this up early to get past, because this is, at least in the intended course of the game, one of the obstacles that stands between you and pressing onward. And now let's go meet the ever-so-glorious Combine who just sat there with popcorn and laughed as they took a few pot shots at me with pistols. And probably sent a video recording to Dr. Breen about how awfully we've been doing. Thank goodness that grenades don't count as explosives, as we learned in Half-Life 2 Episode 1. Sorry, grenades don't qualify for no-bullet run-throughs. Did you? He threw that grenade. He hit the grenade out of the air and sent it behind me. Amazing. This place is a location filled to the brim with tons of supplies, including a bunch of SMG grenades. Far more than a human being could ever reasonably be expected to use. Which makes me wonder, what are the Combine planning to do with these? Because I've just never seen them. Like, I've never seen them use an SMG grenade against me. Oh well. But that's not the main reason why I'm here. No. There is a little thing in the far back reaches of these sewers that I meant to take a look at, as I was also showing off as many Easter eggs as I could, but, well, we never really had the opportunity to do so. Now, it's going to look really dark, but we're going to need to sprint, trust me. Hello, Mr. Vortigaunt. I'll leave you to this. You need to finish a prayer. Don't make...
We have survived worse across the ages.
I'll agree with you on that. I mean, hey, I used to lead civilizations, don't you know?
We remember the free man. We are coterminous. There is no distance between us. No false veils of time or space may intervene. We see you still in Black Mesa. Clearly we see you in the Nailance chamber. We bear witness to the bright eternity of the Nailance demise. You leap, you fall, we see you crash between the barriers. For a brief time you joined us, you are one between the worlds. Communion of the vortescence and that other, a deeper mystery, no deeper than the void itself. We cannot forget those whose cords you cut. Forgiveness is not ours to bestow. Unity of purpose, the shattering of common shackles, a single road we tread. Your song we sing and shall sing for eternity, no matter the consequences of this struggle. You have brought us grief and jubilation beyond measure. We are there still in observance of your final stroke. While our only scattered at your feet, you severed the vortal cord that bound the Nailants to life and to us. That sharp spur of hope has not dulled to this day. For once the lesser master lay defeated, we knew the greater must also fall in time. With you besides us, a talisman of victory, the day of freedom draws nigh. Your bright face obscures your darker mask.
Half-Life 2, the original Undertale.
Calm yourself. We call you Sib, although your mind and meaning are a mystery to us. Far distant eyes look out through yours. Something secret steers us both. We shall not name it. We have endured these chafing bonds for eons, yet a single moment of further servitude seems intolerable. How often have we slipped our yoke only to find it choking us again? Let this war end in either total victory or our extinction. No further compromise shall we allow. We take our stand beside you here upon this miserable rock. The way ahead is dark for the moment. What seems to you a sacrifice is merely to us an oscillation. We do not fear the interval of darkness. We are a tapestry woven of vortescence. It is the same for you if only you would see it. How many are there in you? Whose hopes and dreams do you encompass? Could you but see the eyes inside your own, the minds in your mind? see how much we share? We are you, free men, and you are us. This is more than anyone can bear, but we will persevere. We have lost all dear to us. Our finest poet describes it thus. Galambakalilaba. We shall prevail. Our cause seems hopeless. Where to now? And to what end? Our life is worthless unless spent on freedom. Where to now? And to what end?
I remember a long time ago in my earlier sections of YouTube's history, I was actually looking up Half-Life 2 fan theory videos or otherwise to learn a little bit more about the Vortigaunts and otherwise, and only now through the context of a couple of ages, I kind of understand more what they say, but I'm not going to attempt to interpret it. The interpretation is for everyone else and everyone else alone. All I know is that I must play, and that I must challenge myself and others into some horrid abomination of a series that really should be resurrected at some point in the future. But thankfully, you could basically leave this place with full health and armor, and, well, by the time you go to Black Mesa, it'll also be full health and armor anyway. As basically, it's almost as if you actually play through this in the intended way, you're at permanent max health, but if you're playing on normal difficulty or above, you still will always end up having problems. It's like, as a comment on the design of Half-Life 2, they seem to have nailed the balance to a certain degree, because when I was younger, I don't ever remember dying, but then I also remember that I was playing on easy difficulty, compared to what I am now, which is playing on an absolutely monstrous level of weird challenges and otherwise to keep myself entertained with something that really should be just good enough. Anyway. And then also teaching myself new tips and tricks that I might be able to use in the future for something silly. Even if I'm not good at them yet, I can always master them, perhaps for something in the future. Also, would I speedrun Half-Life 2? That probably is the best answer I could give. I'm far too clumsy at it, and I'd rather not spend in the countless hours to even get remotely close to the unsegmented world record of, 30 minutes? Thereabouts? Now all they need to do is find, a bloody credit skip, and then that's when everything's over and done with. Can I not ram into literally everything? Those don't count. They weren't against actual people, and I will maintain and hold this. However, this marks the end of the very first video of this... However, this marks the end of the first section in this series of videos? I'm not insane, am I? I should be able to make this jump. Alright, maybe I just don't have enough speed, I guess. Let's try this one more time. Stay on target. Stay on target. There we go. And so now, finally, that section is officially done, without firing a single bullet at a single enemy. Lo and behold, the series continues, at least for a little while longer. And to all those on YouTube, if you'd like to like, comment, or subscribe because you enjoyed the video, feel free to do so now. Otherwise, I shall see you all next time. Goodbye and farewell.